go.
So now it's all about making the proper decisions when you're on the road. I'm going to teach you a very simple method. It's called the SIPDE method. SIPDE is another one of those acronyms like SMOG. Remember SMOG? Signal, mirrors, look over the shoulder before you go. Well, while SIPDE is not an actual word, it's still an acronym because S stands for scan. So as you're looking up the road, you're scanning for any possible things that you need to see. Remember, watch for any movement. Look at the photo enforce sign. You know it's there. You approach the light with caution. It may change, and it did. So, you scan the road. Now, you want to identify what's going on the road. You want to predict what will happen while you're driving. You want to decide what the best course of action would be, and then you want to execute. Now, did that take a couple of minutes to describe? Yes. Does it take a couple minutes for it to happen? Absolutely not. It's seconds for something like that. I'll give you an example. Let's say you're looking up the road and you see someone riding a bicycle. Okay, you've scanned the road and seen somebody on the bicycle, so you identified what the situation will be. You will predict that that bicycle just might come a little further out into the lane, maybe to get around a parked car or some garbage or something like that. So you are prepared for what that bicycle may do. So you decide that your best course of action would be to change lanes. This will take you completely away from the bicycle, and then you actually execute that lane change. SIPDE. Scan, identify, predict, decide, and execute. And again, while it takes time to explain it, it happens in seconds. So we're going to take a ride here, and let's head over to Bayshore. Check out the water in Bayshore. As we look ahead, we see a red light, and my foot comes off the gas. And now I'm just going to coast. There's no point in giving it any more gas to get to that light. And you know what? The light may change, and I'll be able to just continue on. But I still haven't started braking. Reach the solid line. That's when I'm going to start braking. Noticing on the right that the right lane's about to end. So I just scanned and noticed that the right lane's going to end. I predict that somebody might be in that lane trying to merge with me. I decide that I'm just going to keep an eye on them in my mirror and look over my shoulder if necessary, and then I'm going to execute it. So by scanning the road and realizing that the lane on the right is about to end, I know there are people next to me in the lane that are going to go straight, but they also need to merge. I don't have to merge. I just have to be aware that they may merge with me. The amount of times people don't see the signs, but it's up to you to see those signs. Notice that now the speed limit is 50 miles per hour. But there are also traffic lights. So a 50 mile per hour speed with traffic lights gives you time to stop if the light changes. How much time? The question is, how long is that light yellow? Yellow? Not yellow. Amber. And we remember 1 second for every 10 miles per hour of the posted speed limit. So this particular light here, as we approached it, if it was amber, it would stay amber for 5 seconds due to the fact that the speed limit of this road is 50 miles per hour. Notice the big divider sign in the middle and the arrow that's telling us that we better stay on the right side of the divider. And we'll try to stay within the posted speed limit, but we're staying in the right-hand lane. Leave the left-hand lane for the faster moving traffic. Only drive in a left lane if you're planning on making a left-hand turn. Let the other cars have the left lane. So we're approaching New York 27, which, as we said before, was Sunrise Highway. There's also 27A. What does the A stand for? It stands for alternate, because that means that 27 and 27A basically go the same places. It's the alternate of 27. Another right lane coming to an end. So we're ready for any cars that might be merging with us. Again, when someone brakes in front of you, take your foot off the gas. Don't accelerate when you see brake lights. Approaching a red or a yellow light, take your foot off the gas. Notice how we're maintaining a safe following distance of at least 5 seconds. And 1 car length for every 10 miles per hour of the speed we are doing. Nice smooth lane change to the left. that van that just made the left turn at the light started to veer to the right, coming into my lane, and I had to move slightly to the right to avoid him. When drivers move to the right or move to the left like that to make a turn, believe me when I tell you this, guys, they don't pay attention to the fact that somebody could possibly be next to them. They are focused on making the turn only, and they don't bother, hey, you know what? I need to move to the right to take this turn a little bit wider, but they're not paying attention to the fact that there is somebody on their right. So it's very important that you always are aware of where you're going and what you're doing, and watch your position in your lane. Always remain in your lane and make sure it's safe if you're going to move out of your lane for any reason. Blinking yellow light, we use caution. Again, when changing lanes, you don't want to feel like you're changing lanes. Notice the sign is junction 27A. As we talked about before, 27A is the alternate of 27. Goes the same places basically, at least till it gets a little further out onto the island. So 27A is Merrick Road in Nassau County, and as we head out into Suffolk County, 27A is called Montauk Highway. You get the green arrow, which allows us to make the turn with nobody else around, and we turn into the left-hand lane. But if I recall, as we get up a little further up, we're going to have one of these lanes ending. I think it's the left lane. So let's move over to the right before... Nope, I was wrong. Right lane must turn right. So let's make a right. See what's down there. We were in the lane. It's too late to go back to the other lane. Right lane must turn right. You make a right. Nothing wrong with that. No sign for no turn on red. However, the person in front of us doesn't realize that. But you know what? Again, there's no law that says you have to make a right on red. The law allows you to make a right on red. So you can't get angry if someone doesn't make the right on red. You have no idea who's in the car in front of you, or the car that you're going to honk at. You have no idea who they are. That looks like a good car to parallel park behind. What do you think, guys? So let's pull up alongside the car. And let's shift to reverse. And let's not forget, anytime you're backing up, you have to look over your right shoulder. If you don't look over your right shoulder on the road tests, what's going to happen? Well, they're going to take off 10 points for, now follow me, exactly, failing to observe or use caution. That's what they call it. And they'll take off 10 points if you don't observe and use caution. Then you also want to remember that anytime you're going to pull forward after completing a parallel park, it's important to back up first. When backing up, look over your right shoulder before you back up. Then make sure you put the car into drive. And remember, what do we do when we're pulling out? We use that smog technique again. So we signal, we check our mirrors, we check over our shoulder, we make sure it's safe. You go around the other car, keep your car to the right so you don't drift off into the oncoming lane of traffic. So we throw in an occasional parallel park and a 3-point turn here and there. And we'll make a left down here because the sign is telling us we can only go right or left. We have the stop sign, the cross street does not, so we need to inch up to make sure it's safe. And remember what we talked about, you got to be able to see around things. You don't want to look over, under, or through. You want to be able to clearly see around things. I believe this is considered Bayshore. Let's see what intersection this is. The Crescent. Let's make a right at this next light here. Well, there is no sign for no turn on red. So we're going to make our full stop behind the white line. And we're going to make our turn. Going down this way, there's fishing docks and restaurants, fishing boats. It's one thing about living on Long Island. It'll take you 20 minutes to get to the water on either side. Another 4-way stop. That's why we pay so much to live on Long Island. As we can see, we've got all the boats over here on the left, the nice marina. Must be nice to live right on the water here. We're just going to kind of pull over and let the car behind us, the truck behind us, go past. Beautiful area here. Village of Babylon. Looks like I was off a little bit. Thought we were heading to Bayshore. But you can't beat the view here. It's like they're going crabbing here. Throwing those cages in the water. Every once in a while, you need to go someplace makes you feel at peace. You can't get more at peace than sitting there watching the water. Always watch out for these trailers. They stick out a lot further than the actual vehicle that's towing them. Ooh, SIPDE right there, people. And we're looking to head back out onto the road. It's a nice peaceful break for a second. Okay, we found ourselves on New York 231, and 231 is going to take us over into Deer Park, and always watch for the merges on a road like this. There's always going to be cars coming fast from the right into your lane. At this point, this road does not have any traffic lights, but very soon it will. 27, again, Sunrise Highway. Hey, you know what? I promised you the number game. Let's play the number game. So, when you're dealing with, again, the Long Island Expressway is 495. The Seafood Oyster Bay Expressway is 135. The Van Wyck Expressway, which is in Queens, is 278. And those pretty much cover your expressways. But as far as commercial traffic, all roads will handle commercial traffic. 27 is one of the main roads on the South Shore, and 25, which is Jericho Turnpike, is more handling the North Shore. 25B, which is another alternate to Jericho Turnpike, is Hillside Avenue, and 25A, which is another alternate to Jericho Turnpike, handles the North Shore. 106 is Newbridge Road, which I'm sure many of you have driven on before. 107, Hicksville Road. Again, a very popular road for you guys to drive on. 105, Jerusalem Avenue. Plenty of different roads with plenty of different numbers. As you can see now, we're out of the area where it was more expressway-like, and now we've got traffic lights the rest of the way. This will take us up to Deer Park. Note the sign on the right that says right lane ends 700 feet. So you need to be aware of anybody that's in the right lane that's going to be merging with you. Believe this area is considered North Babylon. Again, keeping that safe stopping distance between you and the car in front of you. Is it possible this red car will try to cut in front of us? He's in a turn lane without a signal on. And now he is indeed turning. You just never know. You never know. Back to the number game. 110 is Broad Hollow Road. Traffic coming north here. Big truck really should be in the right lane, unless of course he's planning on making a left-hand turn. Looks like another photo enforced light. always use caution when we're dealing with those photo enforced lights. School speed zone ahead. School sign. And the school speed limit begins to drop. 25 miles per hour, 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. school days. And I believe we are in a school day. Most school zones, when you're out of the school zone, there'll be a sign that says end school speed limit. And then there are others where you'll just see a new speed limit sign and you'll know that you're out of the school zone. Making a right turn at this corner here. It's not a corner. We'll be turning left at this corner here. Noticing the sign that's telling us that the speed limit on the curve is 10 miles per hour, so we'll reduce our speed as we approach the curve. Also noticing a sign that's telling us that the road is curving sharply, so we have to be careful with that as well. Let's practice a three-point turn. We haven't done one of those in a while. Signal to the right, signal to the left. Make sure it's safe. Use that smog technique going across the street. Don't forget to look over the right shoulder when backing, and without backing up too far. And we'll make a right at this stop sign. Always inch up to make sure it's safe, especially when the cross street clearly has a right of way. left at this light. Checkers. Now remember, when approaching to make a left at a light, do not enter a blocked intersection. If a car is in the intersection, stay behind the white line. No green arrow to help us at this one. And again, it might take us a little time to get through this particular traffic light because of all the oncoming traffic. Car in front of us should inch up towards the center of the intersection. And while we want to get right on his tail, we're not going to do that. We're going to stay back behind the white line. This is considered a blocked intersection. Don't enter it. Now we can see that we've got room to be able to make our turn safely, and we'll do just that. There we go. A nice, safe left turn at a traffic light. Again, always reducing speed in the school zones. Break out the photo enforced lights. Trust me, you'll start seeing them more and more. You'll call them out as you're driving. You'll call them out as a passenger. It's not worth the price, guys. It's not worth it. with the movement on the right? Are they going to jump right out into the lane? Some do, some don't. Some drivers out there follow all the rules of the road, and there are others that clearly don't. You obviously want to be one of those ones that do follow all the rules on the road. Time for a break.